Y'all looking for me? Y'all looking for me? Uh, y'all looking for me? What? Here I is. Yeah. Getting it tonight, baby. What? What? Here I go one more again. It's the flow at the beginning of my show. And I don't know how it's gonna go, but I hope that it's gonna go the way it's supposed. I don't know. I blew it. That's why I'm not a rapper. Well, I used to be, but that's why I didn't freestyle. I stayed away from the ciphers. I didn't get involved in the ciphers that went around. I would just stand there and be like this. Woo! Woo! That's all I would do. That's all I had for you. Like, ooh, he go! I didn't have no flow. I didn't. I had a flow, but I kind of lost it over the years. Now I'm just talking to all my friends and peers about the things that's going on in this world. We talking about the police tonight, and girl, let me tell you that it's gonna be different. I'm gonna talk about a whole bunch of... See, I lost it again. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this. Tonight is gonna be a hell of a night. Now, yesterday, this shooting came about, and there were a few people asking me. I can't tell y'all how many times I got sent this footage. I cannot count. But I appreciate everybody who sent it. I really do. Shout out to all y'all that sent me this footage. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for making sure I had it. And I'm glad that y'all care enough to send it to me to hear my point of view on this. I have been trying not to talk about this because I wanted this to be as organic as I possibly could have it be. And I can tell you like this. I'm not talking about this from a today's climate point of view. I'm talking about this using facts, using truth, using logic. That's what I do. So I understand that it's a lot of y'all out here that's emotional. I understand it's a lot of y'all out here whose feelings is caught up in this and all that. I'm fine with that. Express yourself, and I'm gonna go over because I actually made another post in regards to this and everything else that's been going on with the police, and I'm gonna go over that too. And then I'm gonna open up the lines. But I'm telling you right now, what you're not gonna do is come on here just talking shit. To all the people that's gonna be in the comment section on tonight, this one line of bullshit of just saying something to be saying something, or as we say, typing out loud, I ain't for it tonight. I ain't for it, period. I'm just not for it. So if you're gonna come and express yourself with a complete thought, I'm all fine with that. If you're gonna come here and name call and talk shit and not articulate yourself, just shut up now. You can watch, but shut up now. I don't want no distractions, no coon shit, no buck dancing, all that bullshit. I'm tired of it. It's played out. If you can't come with no new words, just shut up. Right. I'm not doing the smoke please. That was a one and done. I ain't on that no more. I did that to prove a point. I am not that guy. I'm all about having a conversation, a discussion. That means you speak, I speak. You make a point, I make a point. We use facts, truth, not just pulling shit out of the air and making shit up as we go along because we in our feelings. I'm not on that. Okay? With that being said, let's move right along into my favorite part of the show. Talk to us, baby.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Yeah. All right. Oh, all right then. Okay, so for those of you who may not know, there has been another man who's been killed by the police. As we black folks say in the hood, he got killed. He got killed by the police. This man's name was Rayshard Brooks. And what appeared to be a simple DUI turned into a 187. And I guess that is going to be my first point that I'm going to make. We all have this expectation for the police to do the right thing. We have this expectation, even though it is a false one, that the police are supposed to serve and protect. That is not the police job. The police job is not to serve and protect. For those of you who think that, and you may say that tonight, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to do you like the DOC. I'm going to stop you in your tracks and show you that I am ruthless. Okay? This is not the police job to serve and protect. Their job is to enforce the law. That whole serve and protect shit, that's some shit that was going on in the 70s and the 80s, and it is gone. Okay? Now, when you're talking about the law and what you're talking about the police can and cannot do, that is what you are to hold the law enforcement officers to. Okay? The other thing is there is a thing called judgment. It's in a police officer's judgment on when he uses lethal force and how he escalates through the use of force continuum. Okay? That is based on the totality of the circumstances at that time. Also, keep in mind this. We are all Monday morning quarterbacking this. Like I said, I say this quite often when I do these breakdowns. This is Monday morning quarterbacking here. The game has already been played, and now we're looking at the game footage. And when you're talking about being in the moment, you have to take into account the totality of the circumstances at that time. Okay? So, without further ado, oh, wait, let me check one other thing. I want to make sure I got this right. Hold up. Wait. To my niggas who be thinking we soft, we gon' take. We gon' rock it till the wheels fall off. Hold up. Wait. To my niggas who be acting too bold, take a seat. Or get ready for the next episode. Hey, 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 hey. Smoke weed every day. All right, there we go. I wanted to make sure I had this page up. Yes. Okay, cool. I got it. I got it. Fuck with me, you know I got it. All right, here we go. So, warning. The following video contains disturbing content that may not be appropriate for some viewers. You have been warned. All right? All right. Now, without further ado, let me get that off of the screen here. We are going to look at, this is the first initial news release of this, which came out last night. This is the one where I almost wanted to go live, but I said no. I need to get all of the information. All right. So here we go.
Washington. Another police department in America is under a spotlight tonight. This time, Atlanta, after the shooting death last night of a black man. Late today, the city's police chief resigned. It began after police were called to a Wendy's drive-thru where a man was asleep inside his car. Minutes later, after a struggle, security camera video shows the man pointing what appears to be a taser at police. He was then shot and killed by responding officers. CBS's Mark Strassman is there.
By the time this video begins, a fight's underway. Two white cops wrestling with a black suspect. They're trying to subdue him, but clearly getting the worst of it.
Damn.
The suspect by now...
That means they were trying to subdue him and they was getting their ass whooped. That's what that means. The newsman, the newscaster guy, the news broadcaster, he was being nice. They was getting their ass whooped. Let's just call it what it is. he was getting more than the better of them. He was kicking their ass. Just facts. He was beating their ass.
Holding one of the cops' tasers, runs. The second officer chases him, firing his taser. Seconds later, out of...
Anytime there are two men on one man, and there is a scuffle that takes place, and there is a point where all three of them go down, if the one person who's getting jumped on by those two ever gets back up to his feet, he has kicked their ass. I don't care what nobody say. If two people take down one person and that one person rises back up to his feet or her feet, that motherfucker is winning. Plain and simple. So that's what happened.
Camera frame, what sounds like 3 gunshots. Oh! The dead man is 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks. Police say he had failed a field sobriety test.
And these shoot him in the Wendy's drive-thru for no reason.
This second cell phone.
Now I'm gonna stop that right there. He said he gonna shoot him for no fucking reason. I don't understand why, especially us, why we always say no matter what a nigga is doing when they getting arrested, no matter what is going on when the police are involved, niggas ain't never doing nothing. He wasn't even doing nothing. He wasn't even doing nothing. They always say that lying ass shit, which brings me to my phrase that I've been saying recently. Niggas love to lie. To sit back and see that whole entire scuffle go on, and then you sit up there and say, he wasn't even doing nothing. Why lie? What is the purpose of just trying to, we always talk about for us, how people and the media, mainstream media, is always, they always trying to create a false narrative for us. And every fucking time there is a video where niggas are filming some shit, especially when the police are involved, especially when there's another person of another color involved, we always the motherfuckers who ain't doing nothing, who ain't never did nothing, and we don't know why these other people are doing something to us. All the time. He ain't even did nothing. Man, come the fuck on. You was just laughing and giggling 10 seconds ago when that dude was scuffling and whooping them police officers' ass. It was funny then. But now, he ain't even did nothing. Come on, man.
Anger front and center. He had failed a field sobriety test.
And these shoot him in the Wendy's drive-thru for no reason.
This second cell phone video shows the aftermath. Anger front and center.
I saw y'all talking to him for 20 minutes, dude. Unarmed. And you pull a gun, dude? Wow. Wow. I feel like both of your careers are definitely done.
I do not believe that this was a justified use of deadly force and have called for the immediate termination of the officer.
2 weeks ago, this use of force by Atlanta police brought widespread criticism. 6 officers smashed through a car window and repeatedly tased 2 college students. They had just left a protest supporting George Floyd. 4 officers were fired. All 6 now face criminal charges.
State investigators and a local prosecutor will lead separate probes into this shooting. What will also be of interest is Brooks's autopsy, where he was shot, as well as why. Major?
Mark Straw.
Okay, so that was what they released last night. Now, on tonight, they have released, and this is odd. They only released one of the camera's footage. I don't know if both police officers have body cams or not, but the body cam footage that I see, that I have here, it's only from one officer, and that seemed odd to me. I don't know why that was. I don't know if the other officer didn't have it or didn't have a body cam or what that was, but it just seemed quite odd to me that that was the only one who had their body cam footage released. That didn't make any sense for whatever reason. But hold on for a second. Let me put this up here. And let me do that like that there. Because that will be for later. Boop. All right. So let's go ahead and let's actually watch the breakdown and break down this actual footage of the whole encounter. Let's do this, and I'll turn that off, and that should bring this guy up next. And now I know a lot of people are going to have a lot of questions, and I'm all good with that. And even afterwards, I will open up the lines and we can discuss it. That's fine too. So let's just hang tight and let's go through this real quick. Please pay attention. Pay attention. All right. All right. Do, 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 do. Is that it? Here we go.
I can't blame nothing on her. It was my decision. I said, hey, if she can't get her order together, and I'm not feeling uptight right now, I should park right here. Go to sleep. I'm not feeling, I'm just not feeling right.
What do you mean you're not feeling right?
Do
you think maybe that you had too much to drink and you realized that you shouldn't drive, so you parked?
I mean,
would that be accurate to say?
Now, mind you, this is the interaction that occurred because the police pulled up on this dude and he was passed out in his car. In the drive-thru. He was in the drive-thru, passed out. Okay? They then had him pull over to that spot right there. All right? And this was the interaction. So don't get it twisted. Don't think that they just walked up on him like this. No. I ain't putting no words in his, he ain't putting words in his mouth. He's actually questioning him. And he's trying to find out what this dude is doing. Because here's the thing. When you hear him talk, he is going to actually quite a few times give an inaccurate account.
Yes, sir. Mr. Roth, yes.
All right, so your girlfriend dropped you off. You got into the car.
I
you backed out. You pulled up.
Her.
And you're like, damn, I'm too drunk to drive. And so you pull back into the parking spot and park, right?
I called her like, babe.
Oh, is that accurate?
It's a couple moments I got on the phone with her.
Yeah.
I'm like, babe, hey, damn, you want number one or number two or?
But
she's like,
would you agree?
You take care of that. You're a man. You figure out what we're going to eat tonight.
All right, let's move past that. Would you agree that you've had too much to drink to drive?
I mean, I can focus, Mr. Roth. I can focus.
Would you agree that you've had too much to drink to drive?
I haven't had, to the point where I can't focus.
Okay.
I was a little tired ahead of the day because...
Do you hear that? He's asked him several direct questions that he's not answering. Anybody who is or has any type of law enforcement training, you know that when people don't answer direct questions, that they are lying. In this instance, he's trying his best because he is inebriated. He is under the influence. He's trying not to trip himself up, but he's actually doing that very thing because he's inebriated. So in this interaction, the DUI is self-evident. It's a given. He's actually being a good fucking cop by doing his due diligence because he's going through the whole motions with this guy.
We just came from North Carolina.
Do you think that you're safe to operate a vehicle right
Absolutely,
now?
Mr. Roth.
And how much have you had to drink?
I had 1.5 margaritas, Mr. Roth.
1.5 margaritas?
Yes, sir.
Margaritas.
Yes.
Have you had anything else today? Any other type of drink?
No, sir.
You haven't had any daiquiris?
I haven't had no daiquiri. I had 1.5 little small cups of margarita, but I'm up now. Y'all got me up with this.
Got you up.
I'm up now.
Hey, will you take a preliminary breath test for me?
What's that?
It's a little handheld machine. I have you blow into.
How as a grown-ass man, you don't know what a breathalyzer test is? A sobriety test. You know how you don't know? Because you are drunk.
Do it, then lets me know if you're positive or negative for the presence of alcohol in your breath.
I've been drinking.
Okay.
And that right there is the admission, is him admitting that, hey, I'm driving under the influence. Plain and simple. He's admitted that on more than one occasion. So don't try to say he got tripped up or the officer was putting words in his mouth. Nope. He's definitely admitted to it on 2 occasions, at least so far right now.
I do say that.
Okay.
But I'm only going a few minutes down the road.
I got you. I'm just asking, will you take a preliminary breath test for me?
I mean, I don't know what it is.
I just said it's a little handheld machine. Lets me know if it's positive or negative for the presence of alcohol.
That's what
It's part of my investigation.
You know it is the presence.
I know.
Drinking.
I know. I can tell. It's just part of my investigation.
But
it's,
like I said,
listen,
if I have to park this car right here, right now, and
hold on.
walk,
It's just a yes or no. We don't need to go back and forth about it. It's just a yes or no.
I was looking for.
But what if I take this test and I don't care about? I can walk home. I don't have to park.
Why would you walk home?
I just don't want to be in violation of anybody. I can walk. My sister's house is right here.
Do you think that you'd be in violation of something if you were to drive your vehicle?
If that's less possible for me to park here, lock the car up, and do everything that I need to do within the presence of you guys, I can just go home. I have my daughters there right now. My daughter's birthday was yesterday.
All right. Hold on, Mr. Brooks. Will you take a preliminary breath test for me? It's yes or no.
I don't want to refuse anything.
It's yes or no. It's completely up to you.
Yes, I will.
Okay. Just wait here while I grab it.
There you go. Consenting to the breathalyzer test.
Oh, man.
So, just trying to make sure, man, you're safe to drive, that's all.
I know, man.
You scared me a little bit because you were sleeping in there, so that's, why I was making sure you're okay, and then that's...
I know, you just doing your job.
All right, just take a deep breath in, put your mouth over the mouthpiece, blow as hard as you can until I tell you to stop. Blow, 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 stop. Very good.
I just had a few drinks, that's it.
How many?
1.5. Like I said, I was into the second cup. I told her, babe, let's go, because I'm hungry.
What kind of drinks did you have?
I'm not sure. It's something she ordered. She said top shelf or whatever.
Top shelf what?
I'm not sure. It was.
There you go. Here's yet another lie. You know good and goddamn well there's no such thing as a top shelf margarita. It's only top shelf alcohol. Come on, man. Now, look, I was able to find this. I was looking for this earlier, and I could not find it for some reason. I don't know what was going on, but I actually have the video of where they actually walked up to him. And I want to show that real quick. I definitely want to show that real quick, but we're going to go ahead and go through this for a second.
Like I said, it was her birthday, and it was my daughter's birthday intent to, have a good time. And I said, babe, I'm hungry. Let's go. My baby's mom, she was there. I said, babe, go ahead. I'm cool. Here's the money for the blow-up bed tomorrow. Here's the money for, to enjoy herself tomorrow. Just, give me a burger or something. Just take me home. I'm ready to go.
So you had about 1.5 drinks, but you don't remember what kind of drinks they were?
No, sir.
All right.
I really don't, Mr.
All right. I think you've had too much to drink to be driving. Put your hands behind your back for me. Here, put your hands behind your back.
And boom goes the dynamite. Now, here is what I want to show you as far as the beginning, the very beginning up to that point, because that's where shit goes left. So you can clearly see that number one, these two officers have, yeah, you saw that point 108. He was his alcohol. Yeah, okay. All right. I see you. I see you. I see you. Let me go ahead and show this because I want to be as fair as I possibly can before I really get into this and really like show y'all what exactly was. There we go. Yeah, I was definitely trying to find this earlier and I couldn't for whatever reason. I just couldn't find it. Boom. Okay. This is them actually pulling up. This is the pull up, if you will. How they actually found him. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll that beautiful beam footage. This is officer getting out the car. This is what you walking up to. Now you can clearly see right there. You see why those cars are in disarray? That's because he's parked in this white car right here and has fell asleep. He's passed out in the car right there. So people in the drive-thru are literally driving around this dude. And if you see exactly where he's at, he never even got to place an order. That's how fucked up he was. He never even placed his order. All right? He didn't even get to pull up to the microphone to place his order. Knocked the fuck out. I personally have seen plenty of dudes passed out. And I've also seen cats that have fallen asleep. I'm talking just like, man, I've been working, 18 hours. And I just got off work and I fell asleep at the stoplight. Or I fell asleep at the train. I personally have fell asleep waiting on a train. Pulled up driving on my way home from partying, studio, whatever the case may be. Parked my car, waiting on the train, a big long ass freight train going by, and I done fell asleep. With my homies in the car and by myself. Never had the police stop me, but I don't drive under the influence. I got friends right now that will tell you I have literally taken naps outside of their house. Like, hey man, look, I just dropped you off. I'm going to take a 20-minute nap before I roll to the crib. Let me get some rest. I've done it in Inglewood. 67th and Paulina. 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, you know it's dangerous as fuck on 67th and Paulina. Dangerous as fuck. Sleep outside. Hey, folks, I need you to watch out the window for me, man. Make sure I'm good. Just check in on me, man. Make sure I'm good, Now, I'll be there and have my pistol. But I know I don't want to drive impaired. Because if I do, it's one thing when you got somebody in the car talking to you to keep you up. It's another thing when you are in the car by yourself. Windows could be down. Music could be turned up. If you're sleepy, you're sleepy. A 20-minute power nap will make a difference, which is why most people wind up going to sleep. However, when you drunk, it's a whole different ball game.
Yo. What's up, my man? Hey.
Look.
Come in.
Not even responding.
Hey. Hey, man, you're parked in the middle of the drive-thru line here.
Not even responding.
Hey.
Copy 41 no injury.
Sir.
25 westbound at Jones.
What's up, man?
This nigga is gone.
Hey, you're parked in the drive-thru right now.
You see his mouth ain't even moved. He's out. He done shifted gears like a motherfucker. Still out.
Hey, sir. You right?
Black Toyota Camry and an unknown.
Dude, you're parked. You're sitting in the drive-thru line here. What's up? So you're parked in the drive-thru line. You're blocking traffic here. You were sleeping when I.
You see that?
walked up here.
He don't even know where he's at. That's how gone he is. Okay?
What's up, man? You just have a long day or something? What's up? Alright, yeah, you can't, you're blocking, people calling said you were blocking me, alright? You good? You don't need an ambulance or anything like that? Are you just tired? Alright, man, just I'll move my car. Just pull up, just pull somewhere and take it out. Alright.
2805 Grand Avenue. 2805.
Alright, you good?
Yeah.
Alright. You're just gonna
Showing masculine motion for rest.
Now, in my opinion, that officer should have had him park his vehicle, put his vehicle in park, and got him out of the car. Because here's why. He made a mistake right here. Because that dude could have gotten his senses, could have realized what situation he was in, and with him being drunk, he could have either hit somebody because there's clearly vehicles in front of him, or he could have drove the fuck off, which now puts that officer in a police chase. The thing is this, you can't let this motherfucker go. That is out of the question. This dude has been asleep behind a motor vehicle. He has definitely shown signs of not being sober. So he's definitely under the influence of something. You cannot let him go. And the reason why is because if you do, as a police officer, you are now responsible if you let him go or he gets away and he kills somebody, hits somebody, rapes somebody, assaults somebody. You are now responsible for him. So the thing is this, as a law enforcement officer, I already know, because I'm sure he smelled some alcohol once he opened that door. He going to jail. I'm not, me being a police officer, I'm not putting him back in this car. No way he walks. No way. Just like Murtaugh said in Lethal Weapon. No way you live, no way. No way you drive away, no way. I cannot let this dude go. Period. This was a mistake from that police officer. He definitely fucked up right here. But the thing is this, it's still his fault because trying to be nice, trying to give a guy a break, you can't do that at the risk of somebody else getting hurt. And that's exactly what he did right there by letting this guy stay behind that wheel when he know he done been asleep and he definitely seems to be under the influence of something. Still don't know what he doing.
Oh man, it doesn't mean go back to sleep. You gotta move your car.
Now you see that? He explained to him what he needed him to do, which was pull over right there where he was at. This nigga fell back to sleep. You see that? He went back to sleep after talking with a police officer. So that means this dude don't even realize who he's having an interaction with.
He went back to sleep. He went back to sleep.
That right there would have been, now that's me on the job. Man, get your ass out the car. I ain't got time for this. Come on, step out. Put this motherfucker in park, shut it off, get your ass out the car. Plain and simple. Him or his partner should have been like, get your ass out the car. You're done. Plain and simple. But trying to be nice, trying to, as a lot of police officers say, trying to give the guy a break. Fuck that. Do the job, enforce the law. This whole thing about trying to appease people, it will fuck up your career. Do the job and enforce the law. Well, why didn't you just let him pull over? Fuck that. He's operating the vehicle under the influence. That's exactly why I'm not going to let him just pull over. That's exactly why I ain't just going to let him go about his business. I ain't going to let him call his sister, call his cousin, call mama and them. Fuck that. Do your job. He is operating a motor vehicle under the influence. He is clearly not answering questions and or obeying your commands. Get him from behind that fucking wheel now. Like your mama used to tell, like my mama and them used to tell me about my video games being on the big TV. What she say? Get that game off of my TV now. But mama, it's a PlayStation. It ain't gonna mess up the... I don't care. Get that game off of my TV now. Mama, it's the big TV up in the front. It's a good TV. It ain't gonna mess nothing up. I don't care. That game gonna mess up my TV. Get it off of there now. All right, mama, damn.
Okay, why don't you move your car into a parking spot, okay? Right now.
All right.
All right. Don't go back to sleep. Just pull over there.
I got you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Now, he could have peeled off right here. Drove off, hit somebody, done some other shit. Look at that nigga. He mad as hell. Y'all see how fast that nigga pulled up? That nigga mad as hell. He want his motherfucking double stack right now. Now he got to watch him. Because he didn't let this motherfucker get back behind the wheel, now he got to watch him to make sure he don't try no fuck shit and try to bag up off of him and run. That's why he's watching him. He's taking his time.
You're a Ford Radio 26. I want to deal with this dude right now.
Mm-hmm.
1301, your call is coming out. She advised she will be parked in the back of that address.
Thank you.
46.
Okay. Here we go. And while y'all watching this, please click the like button, click the subscribe button. This is your first time here. Shout out to everybody in the VIP room over on the United Guns of America channel. That's what's up.
All right.
Y'all even know where to late car, 16G out. Roger, pull in, and if you need to stay late, y'all have a good one.
Okay, get me on.
Copy.
306 radio.
306.
If you pull this in George 17, I'll be 16G out. Have a great night.
Copy, you too.
307 radio.
Go ahead.
Now he's running his shit.
Copy you as well.
308 ready.
308.
Follow you in the police.
Negative.
16G, I have that ready.
Copy you too.
Mm-hmm. Why this dude keep turning his car on and off, I have no idea. Now here we go. Take 3.
Hey, my man. Hey, you good, man? You see me? You were passed out before. I want to make sure you're okay.
I'm great.
Why'd you fall asleep in the...
Waiting on my sister.
What's up?
Waiting on my sister.
Okay, how much did you drink tonight?
I had a bunch.
Not much? How much is not much?
About a drink, about 12.
today.
All right. Hey, do you have your license on you real quick?
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
What? You say one drink. What kind of drink was it?
It was just one little margarita.
How about any drugs today?
Absolutely, I don't do drugs.
Okay.
Now he said he had one margarita, then he went and said 2, then he said 1.5.
Okay. Is this a rental car? What's the deal with that?
I sent to
You what?
Sent to.
Rental. Gotcha. Where'd you rent it from?
Some place down off the chair.
Okay, I got you. All right, you keep looking for your license, all right?
I'm gonna get out.
No, just stay in the car for a minute, all right, man? Just stay in the car for a minute. Just look for your license. 304 to radio.
So now he should be having backup, should be on the way. All right.
Go ahead.
We have any available DUI certified officers working in the zone right now.
Bam. So he already know. All right, this dude is gonna probably wind up being a DUI. He done said he didn't have something to drink. Plus, he ain't responding to my questions, and he done fell asleep in this motherfucker twice since I found him sleeping in this car twice since I've been here.
I have any DUI certified unit code 7.
Mm-hmm.
304 to radio. It's possible we can raise one to come to this location.
Now this is actually smart because he's not trying to go there with this dude.
Copy that. Thank you.
While he's here, because he's under the influence, and he like, if I gotta wrestle with this drunk motherfucker, I don't want to do that by myself. That's what I would do. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm gonna try to take this dude by myself. I'm just not gonna do that.
All right, appreciate it.
Hey, taxi, kid.
1023, go ahead.
Yeah, buddy. The number unit's getting ready to come over.
304 to detective radio. If I could get a DUI certified officer to my location, which is, hold on a second. It's 125 University Ave Southwest. It's the Wendy's parking lot.
1023, I copy. You can go to TAC.
And my thing is this: if you notice, this officer is being cool as shit right now. Ain't no, oh, I'm trying to get this black motherfucker, I'm gonna lock his black ass up. There's no aggression. There's no, hey man, I got a hard on for this guy. I'm gonna take him down. None of that. This dude is cool, calm, and professional as shit right now. He done fucked up and made a mistake, but he's still being a good cop right now.
1021 on tag 1.
Yeah, if I just get a DUI certified officer out here, I got a guy sleeping in the Wendy's parking lot. Smell alcohol. Hard to wake him up. He's fumbling with his license. He told me he had one drink a few hours ago, but he's pretty out of it. Definitely got some good amount of liquor in him right now.
Alright, is he still in the vehicle? Have you detained him or anything?
I'm just standing by with him right now.
I don't know.
Alright, I'm coming up 75, passing Cleveland now. Maybe shortly.
Copy, appreciate it. Alright. Alright, just stay on the car with me for a minute, alright? Perfect.
I'm not sure.
Alright, just stay in the car with me, alright? What's up? What's up, man?
I just had it when I had it at the hotel.
Okay.
But I did went to room.
Yeah.
And
He can't find his license.
asked me for it, but they had it the day before.
Alright.
So it was like, hey,
Alright.
Mr. Brooks.
Alright, you're good. Do you want to just hop back in the car for me, alright? Alright, appreciate it.
I'm sorry.
And for officer safety purposes, he's keeping them in the car. Now, here's the thing. If I'm a police officer and I'm on this call, if I think that this guy may have a gun or he may do something to me, he may hurt me, if I perceive him as a threat, I would pull him out of that car and I would pat him down and I would cuff him right now. That officer does not think that, and he does not have that inclination. He just thinks he got a drunk guy on his hands, which essentially he did. And let me address, I saw the question that you put in there, Steph. Steph says he totally gets it and don't agree with his actions. He think everybody, hold on, let me go back and make sure I got it right because I don't want to misquote. He said, I think with everything going on, he was scared. Why not shoot in the leg? Here's why you don't shoot somebody in the leg, or you don't shoot somebody in the arm, or you don't shoot somebody in their pinky toe like you Quick out there fighting with Vera in Harlem Nights. As a police officer, you are not trained to shoot in the extremities. Number one, they're hard as fuck to hit. Number two, if you are using deadly force, which is what a firearm is, you are using it and you are supposed to shoot center mass, first option, headshot, second option. That's it. There is no, oh, I just want to take them down. If you want to stop somebody, you stop them. If you feel the need for use of force, deadly force, if you feel that the situation has escalated to that, then you are to shoot center mass. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what we were trained to do when we would go and qualify. It would be center mass. We would practice headshots. We didn't practice leg shooting, toe shooting, calf shooting, forearm shooting. There is no such thing. Exactly. That's TV shit. That's the shit you see in the movies where you see the gunman ride up on his horse and he shoot the guy who got the gun to the damsel in distress head, and she's like, oh, oh. And the bad guy with the black hat got the gun up to her head, and the guy in the white hat shoots the guy in the hand and he drops the gun. Pow! Ah! Ah! And then the damsel in distress gets away and then they get her. No, that's not what you do. All right? So just get that understood. Deadly force is just that. Lethal force is just that. You have hands-on, non-lethal, and then lethal. That's what you got. That's what it is.
Sorry, no problem.
No, you come in, just... Hey. What's your name, sir?
Rayshard Brooks.
How do you spell it for me?
Raysh.
Raysh.
ARD.
ARD, okay. What's your date of birth?
January 31st, 1993.
January 31st, 93?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hang tight 1 minute, all right? I'll be right back with you.
All right.
304 the radio.
304.
You can put in the notes, DUI certified officers been advised when he's around.
Let's see when this guy gets here. Oh, he about to come on scene. Cool. So now he's waiting on a DUI certified officer to actually give him a DUI sobriety test. That's what he's waiting on. And the reason why you do that and why you have DUI certified officers is because, and here's another thing about this. So when you're talking about DUIs are very, very, very difficult to prove in a court of law. They literally have lawyers that specialize in getting motherfuckers off of DUI. DUI lawyers will go and they'll attack your breathalyzer equipment. They'll attack your breathalyzer experience, your sobriety testing experience. They'll fine-tooth comb every inch of your police report to see what you did or what you didn't do. Because if you violate any of those rights, or if you fuck around and misstep or fuck up any kind of way, more than likely that shit is gonna get thrown out. Or the district attorney is probably going to wind up pleading down. Tell you that right now. So they have lawyers that's their forte. All I do is tear apart DUI cases. So I'm just saying that's one of the things as to why they have people like that, like a certified DUI police officer. And they have them come out there because they gonna run it down by the book and go each step so that they can make sure that they're doing their proper due diligence and giving this guy his due process and ain't violating none of his civil rights. That's why most DUI lawyers will tell your ass, don't ever take a breathalyzer test. They will tell you that. Don't take the test. Don't give a fuck what they let them take you to jail. Don't take the test. They will do that because then it gets in, it's less evidence, and then it's whatchamacallit. It's debatable, so therefore I don't have the evidence to prove it. So it is what it is. See, John Nada just said, yep, $3,000 later, I got my DUI thrown out in 2008. Now you got to pay for that DUI lawyer. DUI lawyer, he costs. But that happens all the time. That's why they tell you don't take the breathalyzer, because when you do, it's damning evidence. As a police officer, I have the authority to say, if you refuse to take that breathalyzer test, I still have the authority to take your ass to jail because I perceive you to be driving under the influence. And the reason why he should be able to do that is because you don't want to let a guy out who's drunk or who's under the influence of some drug or alcohol, and then he goes and does something else to somebody. He drives his car, or he goes and beats up somebody, or he hurts somebody because it's on you. That's it. See, Marcus Hardison says, did you know the breathalyzer test is inaccurate because the machine only tests the air above the blood? I didn't know that. But a breathalyzer test is just that. It gives you an idea of where somebody is. If you're under the alcohol limit, or if you're close to it, hey, it could be that you're not impaired. But as a police officer, I'm not taking that chance.
Hey man, just stay in the car. Alright, hey, just stay in the car with me though, alright? I want you to ask me. Okay. Alright man, cool, thank you.
My wallet? I said, man, you know, I just had my wallet.
Right.
She said, yeah. I called my friend. She said, yeah, you had it.
Alright.
Why don't you just put it in your sofa? I said, yeah, cool.
Let me walk back to the car with me, alright? Thank you for asking here. Where are you coming from?
Actually, I just came from getting something to eat.
Okay.
Did you hear that? I just came from getting something to eat, and you at Wendy's. Okay, let's just say you wanted something else to eat. I'm fine with that. But you can clearly see that this officer has told him to stay in the car on several occasions, and he has not, because he's not hearing well and can't follow directions well because he's under the influence. Plain and simple.
I'm all over to the room.
Okay. Hey, why just get back in the car with me? I keep asking. I don't want to...
I just want to make sure, you know, man, everything's good.
Yeah, you're good, man. Why don't you stay in the car with me, all right? I don't want to keep asking you. Just sit in the car with me and relax for a minute, all right? Okay. Sir.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
Right, just sit in the car with me, all right? I hate to keep asking.
What's your name, sir?
This dude being professional as fuck. Now, y'all know my rule and how I was raised. You ask them, you tell them, and then you make them. I would have told his ass, look here, man. I need you to get back in the car, and I need you to stay there until I tell you otherwise. I'm conducting an investigation, and I want you in the car. That's it.
Brosnan.
Mr. Robin.
Yes, sir.
I apologize.
You're good, man. Just stay in the car with me. So where are you coming from to get something to eat, you said?
Over in Jonesboro.
Jonesboro? Okay, so what are you doing here?
Something to eat.
Again? You're just going to something to eat again here?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, man.
I was trying to see what she wanted, but like I said, she wasn't answering, and like, babe, what do you want to eat? And
yeah.
She's like, I don't know.
All right, hey, just why you hop in the car with me, all right? Just relax.
Thank you, Big Mo. My man, Big Mo, who's in law enforcement. He said a breathalyzer is part of field sobriety testing. You cannot use a PBT alone for arrest unless they refuse. Boom.
It's the car. What are you here for a visit or what's
I'm visiting.
Where are you visiting?
My mother's gravesite.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
How long has she passed for?
It's been probably about a year and a half now, but.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
My birthday's just passed, and my girlfriend's birthday just passed, but I went to visit her, and
all right.
We decided to eat Burger King tonight, and hey, this happened.
Right, I hear ya.
Nigga said Burger King, and he's at Wendy's.
I say, babe, what's going on?
Right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk to this officer here for a minute, and then we'll be good to go. Okay?
Oh no problem.
All right, thank you, sir. All right,
Field sobriety test
right there.
officer is now on the scene.
Hey, what's going on?
Here we go.
So, found him passed out in the parking lot. He's sitting here.
So he was in the drive-thru?
Yeah, he's on. Car's on. Took me like a few minutes to wake him up. Kept knocking. Opened the door. Like shook him. Woke up super groggy. Got pretty good smell of alcoholic beverage coming out of the car. Eyes are watery, glassy. Started his words. Wasn't sure where he was. And he's telling me he had one drink. He said earlier. Standard size. Trying to say, I think just one drink, but I can smell alcohol on him still. And he's trying to tell me, where are you coming from? He said, well, I'm coming from Jonesboro. I got food. And I said, what are you doing here? I got more food. So he's really not too clear, like, exactly. I got here, got there. But I mean, he's starting his words.
So this was a 911 call, right?
Yeah, the drive-thru called it in.
So somebody called because he was in the drive-thru.
He just passed out in the car.
Passed out in the drive-thru.
Yep.
Okay.
That's where I found him.
Had him pull over.
Yeah, I had to move out of the way, and then when he pulled up, he actually hit over the curb onto the grass and like backed it up.
Okay.
So I was gonna leave him here. He's just gonna drive again.
Sure, absolutely. All right, let me go talk to him.
All right.
You have his ID?
Yeah. This is a rental car. He's visiting from Ohio.
Hey, Mr. Brooks. Brooks. How you doing? Hey, I'm Officer Rolfe from the Atlanta Police Department. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine.
All right, so tell me, I wasn't here, so can you tell me what happened before we got here?
Nothing happened. I just got here and was getting something to eat.
Where are you coming from?
Well, my friend dropped me off here, and she brought me here to get something to eat. And
your friend dropped you off where?
Here.
At Wendy's.
Yes.
Okay. So
was the home lodge.
So where's your friend now?
She's at the hotel.
What hotel?
Oh, right here at the home lodge.
Where's that? What's the address to it?
I'm not sure. I know she's.
Now that's reasonable. That's reasonable to not know the address to the hotel that you're staying at or the motel that you're staying at. That's not an indicator of just saying, oh, well, what the hell? He don't know what the hell he's doing. What the hell he talking about? I ain't gonna know the exact address to the hotel that I'm staying. I can tell you I'm staying at the Econo Lodge, or I'm staying at the wherever lodge, the Red Roof Inn, or the Super 8, or whatever the case may be. If you're in Chicago and staying at the Grand, you need to get your life in order because the Grand is a piece of shit motel. But that's neither here nor there. He didn't have to know the exact address, but he's asking him questions to see how alert he is.
Here at the home lodge.
All right. So how did she drop you off here?
She drove here and dropped me off.
In what car?
In a black Volvo.
Okay.
Actually.
So how did this car get here?
I mean, it was here before I came. Like, this is my car. It's a rental car, my sister. But I mean, like I told her, I came here. I met her here.
Okay.
From the beginning, and she picked me up. And I mean, we went out.
So you met her here at the Wendy's?
Yes.
And then you went out with her?
Yes.
And then she came and dropped you off?
Here.
Okay.
And, I mean, like I told her, hey, babe, I just want a burger or I want fries. She said, hey, no problem. I'll take you there.
All right.
You get your fries and you come back to the hotel.
Okay.
No problem.
The reason why we're here is because somebody called 911 because you were asleep behind the wheel while you're in the drive-thru, right? You recall that?
I don't.
You don't recall that? You don't recall just minutes ago where you were passed out behind the wheel in the drive-thru? You don't recall that at all?
Absolutely, I don't.
Just complete blur.
I wasn't driving. Like I said, I just dreamed my girlfriend. She probably was sleeping, but like I said, babe, I want French fries.
So far as I'm aware, you're the only person that's been seen in this vehicle, right?
Yeah, only person.
And you've been in the driver's seat the whole time. So how did the car get into the drive-thru line? With you behind the wheel.
This is gonna fuck him up.
She drove here. I said, babe, I'm drinking
in a black car.
In a black Volvo.
And you got into your car.
I said, hey, you know what? No problem. I'll just meet you at the hotel.
Okay.
And she said,
All
hey,
right.
get out.
Hold on. So after she drops you off here in her black car, your car was parked where?
Here.
Okay. So how did your car get from here to the drive-through line?
I never moved.
So how did it get there?
It never did get there. I told you I was in her car.
Do you hear this guy? So he has completely forgotten not one, but the two interactions that this guy had with the police officer while he was asleep or passed out in the drive-thru. Not to mention that even though we didn't see it, but it's pretty safe to assume that with the cars that were going around him in the drive-thru, I'm sure people were honking at him and going around him, and he was just still sitting there that whole time. Just saying. And he don't have no recollection of any of that. He thinks that he got dropped off by his girlfriend and he was just sitting here in this car.
We've got a 911 call of people reporting a guy passed out behind the wheel in the line. This officer gets here and sees you. Everything's on camera. Sees you in the line.
Here in the line.
In the line.
I wasn't in the line. Did I pull you over in the line?
He said, did I pull you over in the line?
I walked up to you. I had to wake you up, man.
You didn't pull him
right
over.
Here?
No, over there. I had to wake you up.
Well, look.
Then you went back to sleep and I had to wake you up again.
Like I said, I'm sorry if I just got something to eat. I went to visit my mother's gravesite. I'm not causing any problems.
Well, we got to make sure that you're safe to operate a vehicle. Now, do you know where you are?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where
I'm
are
in
you?
Forest Park, Old Dixie Highway.
Old Dixie Highway in
The
Forest Park?
home lodge is there, right here. Subway.
A subway, okay.
So it's a subway right here. I'm cool. Like I said, I could.
So you think that you're in Forest Park right now?
I'm on Old Dixie Highway, Clayton County.
Right. No, you're not.
Well, Fargo, Georgia.
No.
Jonesboro, Georgia.
No.
Do you hear this? Come on, man. Come on, y'all.
Try again.
I have to. I mean, like.
So anybody that's trying to say, oh, the PBT test, that could be false. Okay, fine. Let me give you that. Anybody with any sense or anybody that has any type of police training, anybody that is a certified DUI cop, you know this guy should not be driving. You know this. He don't even know where the fuck he is.
I said, I'm on Old Dixie Highway.
Nope.
I'm not on Old Dixie Highway?
No. Quite a ways away from it.
Huh? This is... A bridge is here.
Nope, no bridge.
No, I'm saying Old Dixie Highway.
You're not near Old Dixie Highway.
I'm not
You're not.
Now, here's my thing, man. And this is one of the things I'm pointing out to you. These cops are going above and beyond trying to get this dude to understand what is going on here. They are going above and beyond. What more do you want from a police officer in doing what he's doing now, man? I mean, come on, y'all. In my opinion, y'all fucking around with this dude. I would have been like, man, I ain't got time for this shit. I would have been like, man, come on, buddy. Yep, I hear you. Come on. Right, he said he at Dixie Highway in Harvey. That's a Chicago joke. But I'm just saying, this dude literally has no idea where the fuck he is, has been asleep and passed out several times, and is like, can't even answer questions for the most part.
Not even in Clayton County.
Where am I?
You're in Atlanta.
Yes. Old Dixie Highway.
Old Dixie Highway is not in Atlanta.
It's Forest Park, Georgia, right?
Right. This isn't Forest Park. This is Atlanta.
I mean...
Anyway, how much have you had to drink today?
I drank earlier.
Okay. How much have you had to drink?
That's when I had... Man, one drink.
You're not being honest with me. How much did you have to drink?
I had one drink.
Be honest with me. Over the course of the entire evening, from the time you started drinking until your very last drink, how many drinks did you consume?
I had one drink.
What kind of drink was it?
A margarita.
Okay. How big was the margarita?
It was just a small cup.
A small cup.
Yes, sir.
Have you taken any medication today?
No, sir.
Any drugs of any kind?
No,
Marijuana,
sir.
cocaine, nothing like that?
No, sir.
Do you have any medical conditions, physical defects? Hold on, let me finish. Do you have any medical conditions, physical defects, or injuries that would affect your ability to walk, balance,
I'm
or
cool.
operate a vehicle safely?
I'm okay.
Nothing whatsoever?
No, sir.
No issues I need to know about?
No, sir.
All right.
Now, if you see, he's running it down to him. He is literally going through every possible scenario as to what could be going on with this dude, so people can't say he had this and didn't even know it. He was on Xanny. He was on Oxy. He had gotten hurt 8 months before and was taking these pills, which led him to think that he was something. He's going through it, I mean, with a fine-tooth comb. Salute to him for that.
Can you just take your hat off for me and just leave it in your car for me? You just leave it in your car. Can you step out with me, please?
Yes, sir.
While back here. Do you have any weapons on you or anything like that?
I don't have anything on me.
Is it okay if I pat you down? Just make sure.
I have just money, gas, and that was it.
Is it okay if I pat you down to make sure you don't have any weapons?
Absolutely.
Right, you just turn around, face away from me real quick. What is this?
I don't know about the other cop, but I know that the cop that did pull the trigger, I know he got fired. I don't know about the other one, but I know he got fired, which is a whole nother level of bullshit. There's no way that this dude should have got fired. And I hope that he sues the fucking police department and the city has to pay him a shit ton of money. I really do. Because this was terrible that they did that. Just because you see something, the first thing fuck due process, fuck trying to find a way and see exactly, collect all the evidence and let this man have his day in court. Fuck all that. Just fire him. He did this. Fire him.
This is just a bunch of money in your pocket?
That's just my wallet.
What's all this?
It's just money.
How much money do you have in your pocket?
I mean, maybe a couple $100.
Okay. Like a bunch of ones and stuff here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just walk over here with me, please.
This is Wendy's.
Yes, this is Wendy's.
Yes, I do remember.
You can see the sign, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
I just came to get something to eat.
You mind just putting your phone on the trunk of your car? I don't want you to have anything in your hand. All right. All right, so no medical conditions, no injuries, no physical defects. Are you comfortable walking in these shoes?
Absolutely. Well, they're brand new. I just bought them.
Can you walk in them without falling, stumbling, anything like that? Staggering? You walk in them okay?
I just bought them.
Can you walk in them okay? You don't have to show me.
He's asking him a simple question, and he don't really understand what he's saying to him. He really don't.
Are you comfortable walking in the shoes?
I mean, they are comfortable, but
I'd just like to do some field sobriety tests, and if you prefer, you can keep them on. If you're more comfortable with it, you can take them off.
I hadn't been, like I said, I hadn't been operating this vehicle.
Yeah, you have. All right, so.
You know, so she came here, I got in the car, she parked. I have no problem. Like I said, I was just trying to get me something to eat.
Okay.
And go back to my hotel.
All right, well, we have a police officer that actually personally witnessed you operating the vehicle, so we know you're operating the vehicle. All right, but are you comfortable walking in the shoes?
Absolutely, sir.
All right, will you do some field sobriety tests for me? So I can make sure you're safe to operate the vehicle.
Jesse Huff said the city probably paid both of the officers off after they were fired. The city don't do that, man. They don't just pay regular police officers, pay them off and say, hey, we're going to give you this money. Now go, take it and go. They don't do that. That's not what they did. If they fired you, they fired you. People don't get on this level of law enforcement, you don't get no severance package. Oh, we're going to give you all this money and write you a check, pay you out for the rest of the year, but you're fired. They ain't doing that shit. They fired his ass. Turn in your shit. You are no longer a police officer for the Atlanta Police Department. That's it.
What should I do, sir?
Well, first I just want to know you're comfortable walking in your shoes. You don't want to do all that. It's just yes or no.
It's just a yes or no question.
Okay,
yes,
very good. All right. Just turn, face me. Put your feet together with your hands down by your side. All right. Can you see the tip of my finger?
Yes, sir.
All right. I want you to focus on the tip of my finger and follow it with your eyes without moving your head. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Don't move your head. Keep your head still. Follow with just your eyes. Do you understand? You understand?
Yes, sir. All right.
I'm going to go down and up. Stay focused on the tip of my finger. Follow with just your eyes without moving your head.
It's going to be a silver Chevy Equinox that needs to be removed from
There you go. Say, Brian, is it true the police let a person take their weapon that they will be fired? I've never heard that. That if a person takes their weapon from them, they will be fired. I don't
understand where my light is. Stand with your feet together, hands down by your side. Don't start anything until I tell you to. Do you understand? I want you to imagine a straight line coming out from your left foot. Take your right foot, put it heel to toe in front of your left, just like this. Keep your hands by your side.
Yeah, I can't see his eyes. I can't see his eyes from this
I'm going to take a series of 9 heel to toe steps.
That's basically what the officer is. That's all on him.
1, 2, 3. I took 3 steps. You're going to go all the way to 9. When you get to 9, leave your lead foot planted. Take a series of
Yeah, I've never heard that, man. I don't know if that's a thing or not. I've never heard that if a person takes their weapon that they will be fired. I've never heard that before. I've even heard of police officers actually leaving their weapon, especially like in bathrooms. That shit has happened before, when an officer like took his pants off to drop a deuce. And the rule is, let me pause this for this right here. Here's the rule for those of you that even carry your firearm. Anytime you go use the bathroom and you want to take your gun off your holster because it's weighing down your pants, what you do is you take your pants down, take your firearm off, and you place it in your pants. So in your drawers, where the seat of your drawers is, that's where your gun goes. You know why? Because plenty of times, police officers and regular folks alike have been in public bathrooms, taken off their guns and placed them on the back of a toilet. They have placed their gun belts on the hooks in bathroom stalls and forgot them. They have forgotten them. Restaurants, hotels, wherever the hell you at, they have taken their gun off and will place that gun on the back of a toilet, or will leave their holster, or to take their, because when you wear, especially if you're wearing a full uniform, you have a belt on, but you have your gun belt, which is outside of that. And that shit is heavy. And when you go and you use the bathroom, you want to take that off. So what officers will do is they will take that shit off and hang it up on the hook in the bathroom stall, drop that deuce, and get their shit together, put it back on, and walk the fuck out and leave their whole gun belt hanging up in that motherfucker. I'm telling you right now, whenever you take your gun off, if you conceal carry or if you law enforcement, take your gun and sit it inside your drawers with your pants down at your knees. Put your gun right there. Because in the worst case scenario, you will stand up and pull your gun up to the crack of your ass or to your taint of your body. That will be the worst case scenario. But usually you will see it when you're getting up to pull on your underwear, and that will remind you to take it and put it back in your holster. The worst thing in the world that can happen is that a kid can go in that bathroom after you and that gun and shoots himself or shoots somebody, or worse, somebody who knows what the fuck that is, takes your gun and goes and sells it or does something else with it. You are responsible for that firearm in that sense. So definitely make sure that you always do that. Let's keep going.
That's
how I was at first.
Well, it was kind of off. All right. So
these shoes are kind of long.
Are you comfortable performing the test in those shoes?
Yes, sir.
If you want, you have the option to take them off. You want to leave them on?
Can I take them off?
It's up to you.
They're brand new.
It's up to you. You can leave them on, or you can take them off. Whatever you're most comfortable with.
He asked me if you're going to take it off, put it on.
I'm brand new.
He just keeps saying they're brand new.
I just put them on.
Okay.
I have niggas drove in them.
And another thing, too, what a lot of police officers will wind up leaving. They will wind up leaving their radios. They'll leave that radio, especially if you turn it off and ain't hearing that chatter, will leave that radio. That's what one of the things I loved about having that. When I did wear the radio, I used to wear the whole thing so it'd be in my ear so I can constantly hear that chatter. Because you take that radio off, you got that open radio, you tend to turn it down because it gets annoying. Or you'll take it off and set it somewhere. You'll be in line at a restaurant, leave it on the table. You'll leave it at the restaurant and you be gone. Radio there like a motherfucker, going like a motherfucker. And people are usually call and turn it in, but that shit happens. My brother actually got a funny story about somebody leaving their radio. That shit was funny. He said a dude got on the radio and started talking. Somebody left their radio. And a motherfucker had to realize, like, damn, I ain't got my radio. It's me. But
it's up to you. Whether you want, all right, you want to do it with them on?
Yes.
All right. If you understand all the instructions, you have no questions, go ahead and begin whenever you're ready.
You said, repeat that again for me for the sobriety.
You want me to demonstrate it again?
Yes, sir.
All right, hold that position. Don't begin until I tell you to. Watch me while I demonstrate, okay? Keep your hands by your side. You're going to take a series of 9 heel-to-toe steps, counting them out loud. 1, 2, 3. I took 3 steps. You're going to go all the way to 9. When you get to 9, leave your lead foot planted. Take a series of small steps to turn yourself around. Take 9 more heel-to-toe steps. 1, 2, 3, all the way until 9. While you're doing that, look down at your feet. Keep your hands by your side. Count your steps out loud so that I can hear them. And don't stop walking until you complete the test. You understand?
Start one more.
You're going to start in that starting position with your right foot heel-to-toe in front of your left. All right? Do you have any questions about how to perform the test?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you understand all the instructions, go ahead and begin whenever you're ready.
1, 2, 3, 4. Turn around. 9. 1.
He told this nigga like 4 times to take 9 steps. That nigga took 4 and turned around like he was in the motherfucking shy lights. God damn.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Now you taking 5.
7, 8.
Just said fuck 6, huh? 9. And then turn that way and face them. Look, he think he done did it too, like, yes.
Well, we're busy. They're going to have to call.
I'm
not. You just stand right there. Trace my car again. Put your feet together. Hands down by your side. Don't start anything until I tell you to. You're going to pick whichever foot you're most comfortable with. Raise that foot approximately 6 inches above the ground, keeping both legs straight and your foot parallel to the ground. Look at your toe and count out loud. 1001, 1002, 1003, and so on until I tell you to stop. While you're doing that, keep your hands by your side, focus on your toe, and count out loud as I instructed. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have any questions about how to perform the test?
Feet up, count out loud. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005.
Do y'all see that this nigga ain't lifted his foot? He's counting. He ain't got foot the first lifted, and he's counting. I'm just saying.
Until you stop.
All right. All right, do you have any questions about anything I demonstrated or how to perform the test?
No, sir.
All right, if you understand all the instructions clearly, go ahead and begin whenever you're ready.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015.
Pick it up, keep going.
2016, 2017, 13, right here.
13, no.
Now, I'm not a certified field sobriety test police officer, and I don't know what all of these tests indicate, but I can tell you right now, he feeling like a motherfucker. I'm just saying.
All right. On a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being completely sober and 10 being very impaired, how do you feel right now?
I feel kind of good, sir. I feel, you know, I'm knowledgeable of everything that's going on, and
he asked him a simple question and said, what's your number? And this motherfucker said, I feel good.
Like I said, I mean,
1 being completely sober and 10 being very impaired, how do you feel right now?
I feel kind of good, sir. I feel, you know, I'm knowledgeable of everything that's going on, and like I said, I mean, if I just came to get something to eat, you know, and I have people that verify, they made their order. I'm here right at the hotel Home Lodge Inn. You know, it's probably about maybe 2 minutes away from here.
Did you understand what I asked you? Did you understand the question?
Repeat it again for me.
On a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being completely sober and 10 being very impaired, how do you feel?
I'm 10. I'm very impaired.
You feel very impaired?
Absolutely. I'm okay.
Did you hear that? He said on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being sober and 10 being impaired, what do you feel? The guy said, I'm a 10. I'm impaired.
I can do whatever I order. I'm here right, you know, it's probably about maybe 2 minutes away.
Listen again.
Did you understand what I asked you?
This is the second time he asked me.
Question.
Repeat it again for me.
On a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being completely sober and 10 being very impaired, how do you feel?
I'm 10. I'm very impaired.
You feel very impaired?
Absolutely. I'm okay. I can
okay.
do whatever. Like I said, I can make it happen, sir.
I don't think that means what you think it means. So, 1 being completely sober, haven't drank anything, and 10 being hammered drunk, how do you feel?
I'm 1.
On a scale from 1 to 10.
I'm 1.
You feel completely sober.
Like I said, I just woke up.
You don't feel the effects of the alcohol that you had whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
Not at all.
I can make it wherever I need to be. I'm right here. Like I said, I'm Home Lodge, sir.
Home Lodge isn't close to here.
It's right behind the Home Lodge right here, ain't it?
Where do you
Mind you, this is a 27-year-old man talking like this.
think you are right now?
I'm on Old Dixie Highway.
You're not on Old Dixie Highway.
Well, I'm not on Old Dixie
What
Highway.
city do you think you're in?
She bought me
Fucked him up.
We have 9 pending, 1 part, 2, signal 35 and 17.
I was on Jonesboro.
I have a couple
So
of
what city are you in?
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah, yes, sir.
On what road?
McDonald Boulevard.
No.
Nigga said McDonald's Boulevard. Man, come on.
All right, so let's go back. How much have you had to drink?
She was drinking. Like I said, she brought me here.
I don't know who she is. I don't care who she is. I said, how much have you been drinking?
Just a couple. That's one. I had 1.5. That was it.
So, is it a couple, or is it 1, or is it 1.5?
When I got to the half, I put it away. I said, babe, let's go. I feel, I need to make it home.
So
and
1.5 drinks.
Yes, sir.
All right, of what?
It was just a daiquiri.
A daiquiri?
Yes.
1.5 daiquiri.
Who's trolling right now? No brass. He said what?
Yeah, absolutely. It was just It was just a daiquiri.
A daiquiri.
But
nothing else.
Nothing else.
Only a daiquiri.
Only.
You haven't had a margarita or anything?
No. It's just like the green little.
All right. So Shadow says, call the paramedics if he's admitted to being impaired. It's a medical issue. Wrong. Just because you're drunk, that does not mean you need the paramedics to come. That's if they feel that you are what do they call that? If you have alcohol poisoning, which means you drank so much that you're ready to pass out. Shout out to my man Keith Keller, who got hammered and he had actual alcohol poisoning at the White Sox game. Shout out to you, Keith. I hope you're watching. I love you, boy. But no, just because you are under the influence does not mean that they call the paramedics. That don't mean that. No, sir. So you are incorrect with that.
Daiquiri thingy. But like I said, if I called it, I never intend to, bring anybody into problem. I just wanted me a burger.
So, but no margaritas at all today?
No, just a daiquiri.
Just a daiquiri.
Yes.
So now he done went from a daiquiri, from a margarita to a daiquiri.
And you haven't drove your vehicle at all.
You say you caught me in the
right there. I woke you up, and then I said you need to move the car, and then you said okay. Then you went back to sleep. Then I opened your door again. I had to shake you. And you woke up, and then I asked you to move the car over there.
That's the BP by the Marathon Jonesboro Road. This is University Avenue.
Yes. Very good.
This is University Avenue.
Yep.
I grew up here.
Okay.
She's my girlfriend.
Okay.
She left off. I said, babe, I'm gonna get Wendy's and I'm gonna go back to where.
That's what I asked you was, have you drove that vehicle?
I mean, probably from the point of the drive-through to here to park.
Okay. And how did it get into the drive-through?
She pulled out. I pulled out from here where this red car was. I remember this red car pulling out.
So it got into the drive-through because you drove it into the drive-through, correct?
I mean, if you caught me in the drive-through, then I didn't drive here.
My question is, your vehicle got into the drive-through because you drove
I
it there,
backed
right?
out and drove, said, baby, I need burgers. She said, okay, fine, I'm going home.
My
said,
question,
no problem.
Just so I understand what happened clearly, your vehicle was in a parking spot, your girlfriend dropped you off, you got into your vehicle, you backed it out, and you pulled it into the drive-through, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Ross.
And then, what led to you falling asleep behind the wheel?
See, here's why he's going through that. So Falcon Nation says, see, they took too long to put him in handcuffs. Now he's getting irritated. Here's the thing, because it's a DUI, and DUIs are literally one of those cases where you can pick it apart. That's why, number one, that officer called a DUI certified officer. Part two to that is, because of it being a DUI investigation, this officer needs to ask all of these questions to strengthen the case against this guy. That's why he's going through all of this red tape. This is exactly why he's doing it. Because this shit will be entered in, would have been entered in as evidence in his DUI case. That's why he's doing all of this extra rigmarole, all this extra red tape. This is why he has to go through that. So, and that is something where I think he should have to take this long to go through this on a clear and evident DUI? Hell no. But because of the law, this is why this has to be done this way. That's just the way that it is. Some things will never change.
I was on the phone calling her. She didn't answer. I said, babe, last time I answered, I said, baby, I'm getting burgers and, what's going on? She said, you supposed to get burgers. Just go ahead and get burgers, and the phone went dead.
Okay.
I said, well, you don't know your order,
you know, whatever the case may be, just let me know. And the phone went dead. Like I said, I can call her now. She stays right down the road. I have a parking spot right down the street here.
Okay.
Like I said, if I cause any problems or anything.
Did you understand the question that I asked you?
Yes.
What did I ask you?
You said, how did my car get from the driving spot to the drive?
Right. That was the previous question. We answered that question. My next question was, what led to you falling asleep behind the wheel? Why did you fall asleep behind the wheel?
I fell asleep because I can't blame nothing on her. It was my decision. I said, hey, if she can't get her order together, and you know I'm not feeling uptight right now, I should just park right here. Go to sleep. I'm not feeling, I'm just not feeling right.
What do you mean you're not feeling right?
Like I said.
Do you think maybe that you had too much to drink and you realized that you shouldn't drive, so you parked?
I mean,
would that be accurate to say?
Yes, sir. Mr. Roth, yes.
All right, so your girlfriend dropped you off, you got into the car, you backed out, you pulled up, and you're like, damn, I'm too drunk to drive. And so you pull back into the parking spot and park, right?
I call her like, babe.
Oh, is that accurate?
If it's a couple moments.
Shadow says, I see a drunk man crying for help to go home. Cite him and call a cab. Dude, you can't cite somebody for being drunk. Stop it, man. Stop it. You cannot cite somebody for being drunk and send them home drunk. Like I said in the beginning, there's an obligation. Now, I understand you may have questions, and I'm cool with that, but don't be a dick and don't be an asshole just saying shit to be saying shit. Be sensible about it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm asking.
If I got on the phone with her,
yeah,
I'm like, babe, hey, damn, you want number one or number two, or?
But
she's like,
would you agree?
You take care of that. You're a man. You figure out what we're going to eat tonight.
All right. Let's move past that. Would you agree that you've had too much to drink to drive?
I mean, I can focus, Mr. Roth. I can focus.
Would you agree that you've had too much to drink to drive?
I haven't had, to the point where I can't focus.
Okay.
I was a little tired ahead of the day because we just came from North Carolina.
Do you think that you're safe to operate a vehicle right
Absolutely, Mr. Roth.
And how much have you had to drink?
I had 1.5 margaritas, Mr. Roth.
1.5 margaritas?
Yes, sir.
Margaritas?
Yes.
Have you had anything else today? Any other type of drink?
No, sir.
You haven't had any daiquiris?
I haven't had no daiquiri. I had 1.5 little small cups of margarita, but I'm up now. Y'all got me up with this.
Got you up.
I'm up now.
I got you. Hey, will you take a preliminary breath test for me?
What's that?
It's a little handheld machine. I have you blow into it, and that lets me know if you're positive or negative for the presence of alcohol in your breath.
I've been drinking.
Okay.
I do say that.
Okay.
But
so you see that this officer,
and
I'm telling you right now, kudos to him. He didn't walk this shit down.
I don't know what it is.
To a science.
Like you said, it's a little handheld machine.
It don't get no clearer than this with a person who's under the influence.
You know it's the presence.
He's asking this guy to take a breathalyzer, but all of the questioning, the actual field sobriety test that he's giving him, now he's about to give him a PBT test. All of this shit he's done with this guy being drunk as shit, the amount of patience and professionalism. How in the fuck do you fire? I don't know if he's the one that got fired or not, or if he's the shooter or not, but how the fuck do you get to that point to where you don't support a police officer like that? Come on, man. That's beyond professionalism and doing your job and enforcing the law.
If that's less possible for me to park here, lock the car up, and do everything that I need to do within the presence of you guys, I can just go home. I have my daughters there right now. My daughter's birthday was yesterday.
All right. Hold on, Mr. Brooks. Will you take a preliminary breath test for me? It's yes or no.
I don't want to refuse anything.
It's yes or no. It's completely up to you.
Yes, I will.
Okay. Just wait here while I grab it.
There you go. So he's asked him several times, and the guy's now said yes to taking a breathalyzer. All right? So I don't know what else that needs to be done for this guy to show that this isn't racial. This ain't a thing where, oh, he black, that's why they did this to him. This is not that.
You know, and then that's...
I know, you just doing your job.
All right, just take a deep breath in, put your mouth over the mouthpiece, blow as hard as you can until I tell you to stop. Blah, 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 stop. Very good.
I just had a few drinks, that's it.
How many?
1.5. Like I said, I was into the second cup. I wasn't even, I told her, babe, let's go, because I'm hungry.
What kind of drinks did you have?
I'm not sure. It's something she ordered. She said top shelf or whatever.
Top shelf what?
I'm not sure. It was, like I said, it was her birthday, and it was my daughter's birthday in 10.
And here, let me address, let me use what Sko just said. Sko 971 just said. He said, lost a brother I never got to meet because of a drunk driver. So fuck you all who are defending him. Shadow, that's why you don't call the paramedics to come for a DUI. That's exactly why. Because if this happens and they let him go, or he gets away from the paramedics, or they let him, or like if he would have drove off and did that exact same thing, those officers would be liable and they would be held responsible for anything that this guy did if they let him go. So that's why you don't just get him some help and let him go on his way with a ticket.
To, you know, have a good time, and I said, babe, you know, I'm hungry, let's go. My baby's mom, she was there. I said, babe, go ahead. I'm cool, you know, here's the money for the blow-up bed tomorrow. Here's the money for, you know, to enjoy herself tomorrow. Just, you know, give me a burger or something. Just.
Yeah, he needs help, Shadow. But right now he's breaking the law. So he needs to be arrested. That's how this goes. That's what law enforcement is. You enforce the law. It is illegal. It is illegal to drive and operate a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol or drugs. So the fact that he did that, he has broken the law, and now he needs to go to jail. Period. That's how it goes. That's what the law is there for, to prevent things like what happened to Sko, a family member, his brother, that he never got to meet. That's why there's a law in place for that. So he needs help. Yeah, he gets it after he's been brought before a judge. He gets it after his arraignment. He gets help for his alcoholism, for his alcohol abuse, whatever you want to call it. He gets all of that after he has been held accountable in a court of law. That's how that works. You don't get to go stab 40 people and then say, I need help. And then we just go and take you to a psychiatrist. No, motherfucker, you have to go and get brought before a judge, and you have to serve your time, have your day in court, get your due process and all that good shit. And then you pay your debt to society. And along the way, if you can get some help, fine. But you don't get off the hook because you need help. That ain't how this shit works.
Take me home. I'm ready to go.
So you had about 1.5 drinks, but you don't remember what kind of drinks they were?
No, sir.
There go another one. Be new. I lost my dad when I was 12 due to a DUI driver. This dude right here is just that.
All right.
I really don't, Mr.
All right. I think you've had too much to drink to be driving. Put your hands behind your back for me. Here, put your hands behind your back.
Now here's my thing, and this is the problem with us. Why not just go to jail? Because in my opinion, this brother seemed to be cool as shit. Actually, he was kind of funny. Why would you do this part? Why would you go and escalate this entire situation? What are you going to do after this? You gonna fight off 2 police officers and walk off into the sunset? This is exactly why I always say, nigga, stop holding court in the street. Go to jail. Get you a DUI lawyer, pay your $3,000 or your $20,000, whatever you gotta pay, and be responsible and accept accountability for what you've done. Why do this? Nobody survives this. Period.
Hey, stop fighting! Stop fighting! Stop fighting! Stop fighting! You're gonna get tased! You're gonna get tased! Stop!
Mr. Ross,
Stop!
come on, man.
Stop! You're gonna get tased!
Mr. Ross.
Hey, hands off the fucking taser! Hands off the taser! Stop fighting! Hands off the taser!
Exactly. They have his information. They know who he is. He's not getting away. He's not getting away. And here's the other thing about this. A taser is a non-lethal weapon. However, it does incapacitate. And this is where we get into the realness of this whole situation. A taser is a non-lethal weapon, but it does incapacitate. You do not have the right to incapacitate a police officer. I don't give a damn what you think it's for. I don't give a damn for what reason. You do not get to use any force, lethal, non-lethal, or hands-on with a police officer. Period. I don't care if you're drunk, high, or whatever the case may be. You don't get to do that. You are breaking the law. You don't get to resist arrest when a police officer is placing you under arrest. These guys spent 30 plus minutes with this dude. 40 plus minutes with this dude, trying to give him a full, complete sobriety test and give him his due process. A police officer was above and beyond testing this guy. He failed miserably. Not kind of close. Not he almost did. He failed miserably. He's supposed to go to jail. You do not get to fight the police. You do not get to tase the police, pepper spray the police, beanbag the police, rubber bullet the police. You don't get to hit the police. He does he don't have a pepper spray or a beanbag or rubber bullets, but he strikes a police officer and he points the taser at him. I don't know if he actually tased him or not, but he points the taser at the police officer. That is a threat.
Stop fighting! You got my fucking taser. Oh. 63.
Now, here's the other piece to this. Well, let's let this one.
Come on, man.
Now you hear the other dude. These are the bystanders that was filming the whole thing. And that's pretty much it.
Man, that's messed up, man.
Now, here's the thing. Personally, and I'm going to say this in all fairness. Personally, would I have done that? No. However, based on the law and that police officer's judgment, because I was not there, I wouldn't have wanted that motherfucker to tase me neither. And I can't let him go. So running him down, chasing him down, if I can do that, hey, great. If my partner can run him down, I get it, cool. If we had a police dog out there, fine, let's do it. Let that Belgian Malinois tear off on his ass. However, him having that taser, pointing it at me, you cannot do that. Drunk, high, pissed off, whatever the case may be. You can't do it. Now, this is going to show, I believe, the other part of the footage, too, where you can actually see the security camera. If I'm not mistaken, if I got the right thing.
Stop fighting! Stop fighting! Stop fighting! You're gonna get tased! You're gonna get tased! Stop!
Mr. Ross.
Stop!
Come on, man.
Stop! You're gonna get tased!
Mr. Ross.
Hands off the fucking taser! Hands off the taser! Stop fighting! Hands off the taser!
fucking taser me. 63.
Yeah, I don't think this was it. That shows the security footage. I thought I had that too. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that really quick, because I did see that. And it just showed, you really can't see it, but it just shows him chasing after the dude and the dude pointing the taser back, and then he's shooting. The guy did not have a gun, he had a taser. The taser is a weapon. Just like if you had a knife, if you had a stick, a bat, whatever the case may be, it is a weapon. Period. And he shot the guy. In his judgment, he's within the law to do that. You don't get to tase the police. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And I don't know. I have not seen the video. I tried to find the video footage of the other officer. I could not get that anywhere. So if somebody got that and they can send it to me, fine, great. But I could only find this particular view and this particular angle from his body cam. I couldn't find the other one because it looks as though the body cam fell off during the scuffle. But I couldn't find the other officer's body cam footage. But that's my thing with this. It's an unfortunate thing. And my thing is this. I would not have maybe handled it that way. But I can clearly say this guy was justified in what he did. He was justified in what he did. Did it have to go down that way? No, but that's equal responsibility. And for those of you that are going to say, well, the police are the professionals and they're here to serve and protect. No, they're here to enforce the law. This guy clearly broke it and he did not want to get placed under arrest. You don't get to make that choice when you break the law. If I get caught selling drugs, I do not get to tell the police, I don't want to go to jail though. I don't. And the fact that I'm drunk and I'm under the influence, that's one of the reasons why that guy knew, hey, I don't want to try to take this guy on my own. And I don't want to just arrest him and not give him the proper field sobriety test because I'm not the certified expert. Taser is not a gun. The taser was not effective for a long distance from a long distance. How do you know that? You don't know what the distance is, Marqueen. You don't know that. That's my point. You cannot deploy a taser against the police. Now, if you want to change the law, then that's what you need to take to the streets for. Go see your congressman. Go see your local law, your local politicians for something totally different. But this was justified based on the law. Now, your own opinion and how you feel, and that's why I said before, you can get into your feelings, but that don't mean that you're right. It don't mean that you're right. Get into your feelings all you want. I understand. I hear you. But that does not mean that you are right. Just because you in your feelings don't make you right. It don't. I'm sorry to tell you that. I'm sorry to let you know that. But it is what it is in that sense, that instance. You go up against the police, you gonna lose. You don't get to fight the police. The police ain't gonna shoot you in the leg. You don't get to fuck up somebody and then tell them how they fuck you up. That ain't how this shit go. The police officer is well within his authority to escalate the use of force based on what the totality of the circumstances are. If you hit me, I tase you. If you tase me, I shoot you. They escalate that. You don't let the person that you're trying to arrest escalate. Oh, well, since he gonna hit me, I'm gonna hit him back. Oh, well, since he gonna stab me, I'm gonna stab him back. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. And I don't understand why people want it to work like that, where we want criminals and people that break the fucking law, we want them to decide what happens. Because all them niggas that film that shit with their phones, they ain't had shit to say while the police officer was getting their ass whooped, while the police officer was getting stolen on, while the police officer got hit, while the police officer got a taser pointed. You ain't had shit to say then. Then when the nigga gets shot, now it's, oh, man, you ain't have to do that, man. That's just bogus, man. You gonna lose your job, man. Come on, man. Go ahead on with that. Go ahead on with that. That's not how this works. We don't know the law, and we want to make the shit up as we go, and that's not how it goes. And just because the mayor fired him don't mean that the mayor was fucking right. She was wrong as shit. There's no way that you fire a police officer for doing the job that he did, the way he executed. Come on, man. There's no way that you fire that guy for that. But you're doing the shit just for political reasons. Because your ass is up to possibly being the VP. Because you don't want to piss off no niggas in Atlanta. That's why you're doing the shit. So you're fucking over the good guys who are doing their job and enforcing the law. You're fucking them over for your own political gain. That's the world we're living in today. And that's sad. It's disgraceful. These people are putting their fucking lives on the line. Because the last I checked, Mayor Bottoms, your ass ain't went on nan police call. Last time I checked, Mayor Bottoms, you ain't went and did nan stop. You ain't went and did, oh shit, I got the wrong link. You ain't went and did nan stop. You ain't went and did nan motherfucking arrest. You ain't did none of that shit. But you sit there and jump out in front of the cameras though and try to play, oh yeah, I got the people's back. Well, what about the people who putting their goddamn lives on the line every night? What about having their back? Who got their back? The people who are actually on the motherfucking front lines of order and chaos, who got their back? The StreamYard link is in the description box. The StreamYard link, I'm about to post it again. I actually posted the YouTube link by mistake. Oh, shit. I don't want to do that. But you have to ask yourself to say, what are we really doing? You want to change what the police can do? Then go ahead and change the law. But this whole thing and this whole mentality of every motherfucker to do something you don't like, you fire their ass, even though they're within the law to do so, that's bullshit. And I'm going to tell you what you're doing to the police. Everybody think, and all you social justice warrior motherfuckers, that think, yeah, black folks, we taking a stand. Yeah, we changing the world. Let me tell you what you're doing. You're alienating a group. You treating, like I said last night, police have become the new niggas. The very thing that you guys talk about, we get discriminated against, we get mistreated, they do us wrong all the time. That's exactly what y'all doing to the police now. And I'm going to tell you what the police going to do. They're going to stop giving a fuck. And when they stop giving a fuck, you know what that's going to do? That's going to open up the floodgates for all the criminals. It's going to open up all the it's going to open up the floodgates for all the motherfuckers who want to do fuck shit, who want to say fuck shit, and they ain't going to give a fuck. If I'm a police officer in Atlanta, I'm going to look and say, Keisha Bottoms don't give a fuck about none of us. Why should I give a fuck about any of y'all? Why should I put my life on the line for the very same people who will crucify me in a fucking minute the minute some shit don't feel right to them? That ain't right. Motherfucker, go be the police, then tell me that ain't right. And that leads me to my post that I put on Facebook today. And we're going to read that. And if anybody want to join in and click the link, come on in the room. But the thing today, and just all of this shit that's going on, and with everybody talking about the police this, the police that, the police did this, the police said that. Well, if it was a white police, then we wouldn't have had. If it was a black person, if we wouldn't have had. If it was the white boy that would have did it, they wouldn't have got this. If the police, all that shit people talking, and made me get to this post that I put up. Let me see if I can get to it real quick. Because I'm tired of this shit. We got this thing where we got this cancel culture and we just say we're going to do whatever we feel. And because we feel it, then it's so. That's not how the world is. That's not how the world goes. It don't work like that, y'all. And this is what I put. I'm so tired of people who ain't the police, ain't never been the police, don't know anything about the law or the police, being the main ones trying to tell the police how to police. Sit y'all asses down, learn the job, do the job, get firsthand knowledge / experience of the job before you try to tell someone else how to do that job. And then I gave the old mark for death line. Like Screwface said, everybody wants heaven, but nobody wants dead. That's exactly what I put. Because this shit is going too far. You don't go to the doctor's office and bust up in the motherfucking surgery room and tell the doctor how to handle his scalpel. You don't tell the doctor how much, the anesthesiologist, how much anesthesia to give somebody because what you feel ain't right. You don't go and tell a fireman to be careful when he busting down a motherfucking door because that door ain't his. You don't tell a paramedic, don't do them chest compressions that hard because you might bruise his sternum. So how the fuck you get a mind to tell the police, shoot him in the leg, don't shoot him, send him ass, even though he trying to kill your ass? That's fucking asinine. So let's go ahead and go through the comments here. My man Eric Abrams said, I feel you, brother. We have people who never done any tactical law enforcement or civilian training telling the police how they should apprehend a suspect or handle a threat. That would be like me telling a Marine how he or she should breach rooms in the field. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. And I agree. We don't tell the fucking military how you go over and handle people in Benghazi. You don't go and stop soldiers and say, you need to be more nice to those people in Guantanamo Bay. You don't even know who the fuck is in Guantanamo Bay. Then he said, if I hear just shoot people in the leg one more time, exactly. Niggas have such a false sense of what policing is. They don't even know that that's some shit you don't do. And ain't fucking smart enough to even ask the question. Like somebody did in here said, and I'm cool with that. But you got people that think, literally, he should have shot him in the arm. He should have shot him in the leg. Motherfucker, do you know how hard? Have you ever tried to do that? Take your ass to the range and try to shoot a fucking target that's motherfucking 15 yards away. Let alone one that's moving with extremities flamming as well. So I'm running away from you and my extremities are moving extremely fast, and I'm supposed to be able to sharpshoot that shit. It's impossible to shoot a motherfucker like that, man. That shit is crazy. Then my man Penelope Ellis, he says, people's critique of law enforcement is fair and just. There are no universal standards of practice and licensure. This is an era you can hire and educate professionals. Until all departments hire people with a high set of standards and professionalism, the public will have valid complaints about the lack of professionalism we see evidence of on video every day. The whole thing is this. You can critique the law enforcement and you can critique the police department all you want, but you don't get to tell them how to do their job. When a motherfucker's breaking the law, tell that motherfucker how to behave then. That's essentially what you're saying. I understand that, yes, any and everything can be questioned, can be reviewed, or can be critiqued, as you said, but it has to be a thing of saying, hey, you got to train these people to do this, you got to talk to these people to do that. Fine, but just because I fuck up on my job don't mean that I lose it. How many people done fucked up on their job or got written up for attendance? Got written up for misconduct? If you worked your job and had a bad day and you got fired, how many motherfuckers would be out of work? You can add on another 10 or 15 million that's already on top of the 40-something million already that's out of work. What if a waitress got fired every time she got an order wrong? How about that? What if your barber got fired every time he fucked up your lining? That's not professional. What if a waitress, how many times have you told a manager about some fuck shit a waitress did, said, or didn't do, and they fired her right there on the spot? How many of you seen that? I'll wait. Raise your hand. How many do you see? How many times have you seen a doctor who fucks up on a surgery and gets fired on the spot, same day? He left a sponge inside the patient, he's fired. He can't be a doctor no more. You don't see it, do you? Exactly. Exactly. So having this unrealistic thing of, well, you gonna do this, and if you do it, then you lose your job and you go to jail. That can't be the answer to all of these issues that we have with law enforcement. Yes, there are training opportunities, tons of them. But to fire this guy, I can't go for that. Then Freddie Savage says, do I have the training? Do I have to have training in law enforcement to tell police how to treat me? Yes, when you breaking the law, you don't get to tell a motherfucker what they can and what they can't say. You don't get to tell a motherfucker how they apprehend you when you fighting the damn police. Now, should there be limits? Absolutely. George Floyd clearly showed that. There should be limits to the force you should apply. George Floyd was wrong from the minute they put those cuffs on that guy, and I've said this 1,000 times. From the minute they had him handcuffed, hands off, put him in the back of the car, take him to jail. Anything you doing to him after that, you are going beyond your job duties. You are going beyond your authority that you have. And yes, your ass should be reprimanded. And if that man dies or gets hospitalized, absolutely you should lose your fucking job. I'm all for that. But a man who is not under arrest and is being placed under arrest, who is fighting and using a weapon against the police, a police officer should have every right to defend himself. Then Karika says, you actually do. You can't punch cops, steal a taser, and point the taser at a cop. It's a justified shooting. And he's right. Hold up. Then Freddie says, so in that same sense, the police can't aim a gun and shoot someone for having a non-lethal weapon. No! If two police officers can't restrain a person, they need to become school teachers. Most of the police are not in our neighborhood to serve and protect. They are there to enforce pain and punishment and sometimes death. Just some you understand. I have several family members in law enforcement and friends. Okay, well, how about this? How about the niggas that's in our neighborhood that's inflicting pain, selling drugs, shooting, robbing, stealing, killing each other every day? What about them motherfuckers? Should they become school teachers? You can clearly see those two police officers who are trying to enforce the laws that we done all agreed on and said, yeah, this is how it should be, evidently. So the fact that I'm not strong enough to subdue a 27-year-old drunk man, I got to be a school teacher now? Well, what about if you didn't do something on your job correctly? Should you become a school teacher? Should you lose your job? If I'm a garbage man and I don't pick up somebody's trash, should I lose my job? If I'm a painter and I miss a spot on the wall, should I lose my job? If I'm putting tint on a nigga's window and there's a small bubble in one of the corners, obviously I can't do the job, so I should become a teacher? And why the fuck would you say that they got to become school teachers? That if I was a school teacher, I'd take some slack to that shit. That's just unreasonable. Then he says only one way to prove your theory. I'll let 3 of you try to take me into custody. I'll be unarmed. Let's go. I agree. Because this dude is strong as hell. He buffed in a motherfucker. Let's see you do it. Let me see anybody that got a problem with lethal force and all this kind of shit. Let me see, and tasers and all that. Let me see your ass take a motherfucker down. Let me see it. Because you don't understand, when you go hands-on with a person, and this is one of the things that I was trained as a police officer, the minute you decide to go hands-on, you ain't trying to be nice. You ain't trying to see it. You come on, man. Let me get this cuss on you now, man. Come on. The minute you go hands-on, you are literally in a fight for your life. Because you don't know what this motherfucker gonna do. You don't know what this motherfucker got. You don't know what this person knows. You don't know what type of techniques he may have. He could be one of them Cog McGraw motherfuckers. You don't know. Now, I'm a firm believer in saying you can't be scared and be the police. I believe that. But you can't you don't know what this person can do. You don't know how this shit is going to turn out. That's why they tell you when you go hands-on, be fast and deliberate. The longer I give this person to think of shit to do, think of moves to make, puts me at risk. That's why when they was trying to get his ass down, you see how that dude got out of that shit, hit the officer, and took the motherfucking taser? Obviously, this nigga is strong as shit, and he knows a thing or two about fighting. Come on, man. Jimmy Mack says, when you are physically attacking the police have the right to use deadly force because if the officer becomes unconscious or disarmed, then the officer is in grave danger. And so are civilian bystanders. Looking back at the video after the guy just attacked and disarmed the officer of his taser, does that make him a fleeing felon? If so, deadly force is plausible. Thank you, Jimmy Mack. I'm going to tell you something. One of the things that we got trained in, one of the exercises that they did with us, and this shit is really eye-opening. One of the trainings that we had when we had physical training, hand-to-hand combat. One of the exercises that they did, and they did it so smart, kudos to Marty and them. They did a great job with us, with training us for physical hand-to-hand combat. One of the things they did was, after we tried all of these different arm bars, we tried all of these different grappling techniques, how to put the cuffs on somebody, how to place strikes and all that kind of stuff, or how to disable somebody to get them down, to put handcuffs on them, place them under arrest. We did that all day. The last and final exercise that they did, they put one of the biggest detectives that we had in the department at the time, they put him in a padded bodysuit. It's one of those suits where you can beat up the person. They put him in one of those. And what they had this dude do to each of us, they had us get on the ground, on our back, with our knees up. They had us, well, not our knees up, but our feet on the ground, laying on our back like we're in a sit-up position almost. And they had this guy with this full padded bodysuit on. They had him get on top of us, and we had to fight him off for 2 minutes. And let me explain something to you. Being tired, working out all day, doing all of these different moves and techniques, in those last 2 minutes, they were literally frightening to me because I realized how weak I was. And the fact that all of the stuff that I had done throughout the day, all of the stuff that we did all day with all of this hand-to-hand combat training, to understand how helpless I was at a point, it was fearful. Having your head on the ground, one of the things they taught you is keep your head up. Don't put your head on the ground. Don't let your head hit the ground because you can get knocked unconscious faster with your head on the ground like that up against the concrete. That's what they did. And it was like thinking about that and having that thought that this was a training exercise, but feeling the weight of that dude on top of me, feeling him actually trying to literally, he wasn't like hitting me or beating me. He was literally just overpowering me. and trying to fight this dude off for 2 minutes, them first 30 seconds, oh, I was in it. I was devastated. But after that, I felt myself getting weaker. And you know what another part of that training was? One of the things that they got on the ground and did while that shit was going on, they got down on their knees, and everybody that was there, they cheered you on. And they kept telling you, don't quit, don't quit, don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. You know why? Because when you're in a fight for your life, there comes a moment where you will either give up or keep fighting. Those people that give up, they die. And they did that exercise to tell us, if you ever get into a fight for your life like that, and there's a guy that's beating you, there's a guy that's overpowering you, keep telling yourself not to give up. I'm gonna win. Keep fighting. And it made me understand what the exercise was for. When I'm tired, I'm at my weakest, I'm feeling drained, I'm feeling powerless. This guy could be on top of me, beating the shit out of me. Don't give up. That's why they do that. Because there are people that will literally beat you to death. You've seen plenty of videos that I've shown of these women and these men fighting in these streets, beating motherfuckers unconscious. So yeah, absolutely, when there's a fight for your life going on, absolutely you use deadly force. Don't fight the police. And now somebody's going to say, well, you see what happened to George Floyd? He didn't fight the police. Yep, you're right. He's one out of 1,000 that have died by the police. How about the 19 that died in Chicago a week ago? What about them? So the numbers you're trying to compare don't compare. Are there bad police out here that make bad decisions and bad calls? Yup. But that doesn't mean that they're all bad and we should get rid of them all and defund the departments. When he pointed the taser at the officer and it is activated, the officer had the right to use deadly force. Correct. Then Freddie says, bet, let's meet and see. Freddie, you my homeboy, and I'm telling you right now, you don't want that smoke. You will not be able to handcuff that man. I'm telling you that right now. This guy right here, you would not be able to handcuff that guy. I bet 10 grand on. I bet everything I own on it. You won't be able to do it. I'm just saying, you will not be able to do that. Just saying. All right, let's go ahead. It's a taser. 4 officers was on the scene. It wasn't 4 officers on the scene. It was only 2. Let me shoot you with a taser in the eye. How about just comply or don't break the law? Not fight. Let's see the body cam videos of the whole incident, which is why I wanted to wait. I want to see the body cam video of the Minneapolis also. This half-ass BS don't cut it. Like the politicians, media, and race baiters tried with Michael Brown, hands up, don't shoot, didn't happen. It was a lie. I don't like liars. I get that. That Michael Brown shit with him reaching for the gun and fighting for the gun. Man, stop fucking fighting the police. You're not gonna win. I've yet to see somebody whoop the shit. Wait, no, let me not lie. I've seen 2 police officers get their ass whooped one time and the dude drove off with the police car. You know where I saw that at? Jim Kelly did it in the beginning of Enter the Dragon. He whooped 2 police officers' ass and drove off in their police car. That's the only time I've seen it. Only time I've seen it. Man, like I said earlier, I have a cousin who are police officers, and I want no harm to come their way. I myself have encountered police officers, black and white, who are bad for the image of the department. The man was running away. His car was still there. Run the plates, go to his house, and take his drunk butt to jail. With that being said, he should have just surrendered. I agree. That's it. Because like I said before, I wouldn't have done that. But he's within the law to do what he did. And if you want to change anything, you want to change the law, not fire the cop. Aunt Rob says, the occurrences we're seeing definitely are common sense cases. You don't need a degree nor firsthand exposure to the field to know they on BS. Yes, you do. Because until you put on that uniform and put your life on the line and put that vest on and been out there on them calls, on them domestic disputes, on them search warrants, out there on them arrest warrants, until you've done that, you don't know. I'm just saying. What exactly was BS? Great question. The killings and abuse of power in many circumstances shared. Where do you see the police use the de-escalation part of trying? Police officers are not here to de-escalate when somebody is escalating. It don't work that way. This ain't the negotiator. When you break the law, that's what it is. You go to jail and have your day in court. And yes, there are some bad police officers that abuse their power. Derek Chauvin was definitely a clear case of that. But how many Derek Chauvins are there compared to how many good police officers are out there enforcing the law? The scale is tipped in the good guy's favor. Take it a step further. How many niggas are out there committing these crimes, these violent crimes, and ain't nobody doing shit? 80% of police crimes, violent crimes in Chicago are not being solved. What does that tell you? It's a lack of fucking policing. It's a lack of enforcement. And you got a motherfucker like Lori Lightfoot calling out the cops? Bobby Rush talking about the police taking a break in his office while there's looting and shit going on? Well, how about you don't tell the police to stand the fuck down when niggas are running amok in the city tearing shit up? And the only time police stepped in to stop these niggas is when they got close to the rich people shit, like they did in California. When them niggas tried to go to the valley, they said, hold on now, motherfucker, you going too far. When they tried to go to Beverly Hills, they said, hold on, you ain't doing that shit. That's what they did. They didn't let them motherfuckers just run amok on that shit. But when they was in Roseland, they let them tear it up, burn it down, set the cars on fire, flip shit over fine. When they was out in Orland Park, they tear it up, go through there, tear it up, take what you want, do what you gonna do. That's bullshit. You being played. All right, let's go. De-escalating and trying. When the subject is punching you and takes the taser and points it at you, should I start singing? Should I start singing We Are the World? Where is the body worn camera video? I would like to see the other one. I'm just saying. I don't know if somebody sent it to me within that time, but it's kind of like defeating the purpose at this point. You're speaking of one incident. There have been several that have shown where unnecessary force has been used and caused a death. Stay woke. I get it. Please cite which ones. Hands Up, Don't Shoot was a lie. Michael Brown, which started the Black Lives Matter movement, so the movement was a lie. Eric Gardner was a lie. Freddie Gray was a lie. Philando Castile was a lie. Philando Castile was bad police. That police officer didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And he gave that police officer, when he was having that interaction with Philando Castile, and you can go back and see the video I did about that, because I did a video about that a long time ago. He fucked that up. And he shot that man unjustly. He shouldn't have shot him. Plain and simple. You know that a person has a concealed carry weapon, you need to disarm him if you scared. You need to disarm him if you feel as though he's a threat. You don't sit there and just let him sit there and say, yeah, don't touch the gun, but go in your pocket where the gun is and give me your license. When he wasn't even the fucking driver. Bullshit. So no, I ain't rolling with that one. Alton Sterling. That was a judgment call. You choked a motherfucker out over some goddamn CDs. Was he breaking the law? Yes. Was it a bunch of y'all there? Yes. Why am I gonna wrestle and fight a motherfucker over some CDs or some loose squares or some shit? Just get the fuck out of here, man. But that's tomato. Chicago police officer in the McDonald case was sentenced to prison. Should have got, here's the thing with that. He actually did not break the law. They literally locked his ass up because of the cover-up and because it was so fucked up what the politicians did with trying to cover the shit up so Rahm Emanuel punk ass could get elected again. They covered that shit up. There is no law against a motherfucker getting shot 16 times. Ain't no law of that. They need to change the law so you can't just walk up out the blue and just shoot a motherfucker who got a knife in his hand, who is clearly has shown he's not a threat to other officers that were around him, because most of the other officers that was there, they were just watching his ass. So I'm just saying, George Floyd case, hey, officers are being charged. We'll see how that turns out. But he says, I'm not here to do research papers. Try someone else on another comment. Spoken like a person who seeks the truth. I get that. Okay, Ant. The panhandler lies in the lies and hate. Hands up. Don't shoot. There is no conspiracy in the U.S. That white police officers are killing blacks. Zero. When you lower your standards for selection and training in the name of diversity, that's part of the 0.5%. Blame the liberal handlers. You deserve the police department that you are going to get. Funny thing is, I became a cop in 91. The black on black violence was 90 to 94% in Chicago. 30 years later, it's still the same. Democrats in charge for 80 years. Facts. All right, that's a whole law. Yeah, I ain't going to read all that. And then y'all saw this video that I talked about where that lady wasn't doing shit while that guy was wrestling with that guy, and they were stopping him over fucking because he didn't pay his fare. Bullshit. And because that lady couldn't help her partner, shoot him, shoot him. That was a bullshit ass shoot. Let me know when the protests are for these incidents. I need a 75-inch TV. Exactly. Like the dude who got shot. Ain't nobody protesting for him, for Officer Dorn. Nobody protested for that guy. Whatever. And then it goes on. My man Marty says, amen. And then my brother says this. People don't understand that when you pull a gun out, it's supposed to means that you or someone else is in danger of losing their life or being caused great bodily harm. Never are you trained to shoot to maim. You are trained to shoot to kill. That's what Cinemass is all about. It gives you the most wound cavity damage. Precisely, big brother. And then Troy Miller says, that's the point. Way too often and disproportionately, not true, we may not know the job, but we know that what it feels like when the job ain't being done right. That's bullshit. If you're talking about 323 million people in the country, U.S. alone, and only 1,000 were shot and killed by the police in 2019, that's 0.00001%. Whatever that percentage is. It's minute. Compare that to 19 people getting killed 2 weekends ago. That's disproportionate. When ain't nobody talking about that shit. So you can miss me with that. Then Maurice McGinnis says, so an unarmed man with his back to the person is a threat. And then he says, that's why I put in supposed parentheses. In my judgment, there are too many officers that are frightened by any encounter with a black man. Some have their guns out on routine traffic stops. Others have others on hand. On the other hand, officers have been killed on routine traffic stops. Exactly. But don't nobody say shit about that, though. The video where the guy comes up and the guy just starts shooting. Don't nobody say shit about that. The police video where the guy actually just walked up and was actually talking to the guy. And the guy steady trying to get to his gun so that he could just shoot the officer because he had a warrant. You don't think that if I'm a police officer that I would be afraid of that happening to me by having contact and encounters with total, complete fucking strangers every day? It's the snake analogy. Are all snakes poisonous? Nope. But I'm damn sure going to treat them like it is because I don't know which ones are and which ones aren't. So I'm going to be skittish of all of them. No, he's not. Guns should not be out. That's an opinion. Somebody done stole on my ass and somebody got a taser pointed at me. Maybe I feel I need to have my gun out. Maybe I feel as though my life is in danger, which is within the law to do. I certainly get it. It's a tough job. The job ain't for everybody. Yeah, but until you've actually done the job, there's a certain aspect of the job that you ain't gonna know. There's a certain aspect of that job that you can't understand because you haven't done it. So if you punch a cop, steal his taser, and point his taser at him, are you allowed to use deadly force? Question. Funny, because your other post forgets about what really happened. Yes, you can, because the taser can incapacitate him and the officer can be harmed. My post, if you read it correctly, says that. Absolutely, he's right about that. Then Mike Green says, to play devil's advocate, yes, here in the U.S., they are trained to. Most of Europe is trained to immobilize. We are actually in a rarity in policing. Police here are sometimes trained for weeks versus years in other countries. They also take courses like sociology, psychology, etc. to learn how to de-escalate situations versus pulling a gun as the first option. Here's the thing with that. You cannot compare our country to others because our country is different than all other countries. It's just like when you go into China and even when you go over into Europe, they have the highest escalation of stabbings than anybody else. Different country, different culture, they have different weapons. Everybody over there don't have a Second Amendment law. We do here. We are pro-gun here. This country was founded on and with guns. We massacred an entire race of people damn near out of extinction with guns and with fucking disease. It's totally different. This ain't England. This ain't the Queen's country. It's a different environment. So yes, when you have people who don't have guns in a country, yeah, you can have a different type of interaction. But when you have people here that have not only legal guns, but illegal guns as well, you can't. It's a different type of monster. It's a different group of people. Just like when you go over to the Middle East, everybody over there don't have guns. When you go over to Venezuela, them motherfuckers throwing rocks at tanks in the Middle East. They don't have guns at all in Venezuela. They struggling. So it's totally different. You can't compare the two. Now, can there be an opportunity for more training? Sure can. That goes back to law and legislation. You got people who never been held down by 3 people with handcuffs on while being choked until you die trying to tell people how someone being restrained in shackles being choked should respond while having their oxygen cut off. I get that with the whole choking thing. Totally understand that. I hear you, but nah. I've had guns drawn on me by police for being a kid. As a 14-year-old coming home from basketball practice with a ball in my hands, got thrown to the ground, handcuffed, and knees put in my back because I fit the description with my backpack on. I didn't have a state ID yet. Freshman year in high school, that's just one case. Junior year, pulled over, this time for no reason at all, no reason given, and was illegally searched and told them I was on my way home from school. Everything legit in my car, my insurance and all. They didn't even bother to ask me if I had drugs, where my friends were. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And racially profiled many times after that with very familiar scenarios. I agree. That happens. That happens. Absolutely, it happens. But it's not the norm. It don't happen every day. And it don't happen all the time. And I guarantee you that there was no case or no complaint filed against those police officers. Just saying. As taxpayers, we do pay their salaries. Least they could do is not kill us. Come on, man. Our tax dollars should be going to mental health services and other programs that could take the pressure off police to wear so many hats. I agree with that second part. But the first part, it really makes no sense. It really makes no sense to just say that. We pay the least they could do is not kill us. Well, the least you could do is not fight the fucking police. The least you can do is when your ass under arrest, comply. The least you can do is when you do some fuck shit and you are gonna get arrested, have your day in court. And if you didn't do nothing wrong, then go to court, get vindicated, and sue. Why not do it that way then? If you are the good guys and the police are the bad guys, why not go and say like the guys did in Starbucks? Y'all want to lock me up? Go right ahead. Big mistake. Let's go. I ain't gonna fight you. I ain't gonna argue with you. I ain't gonna run away from you. I ain't gonna try to take your taser. I'm gonna go to jail and I'm gonna get processed and then I'm gonna sue the shit out your ass. Then I'm gonna make you apologize to me. How about that? Why not do it that way? How come that can't be our thing? How come we just can't say when a motherfucker tell you, sir, put your hands behind the back, you're under arrest? What are you arresting me for? Why am I under arrest? Then when you get to court, have your lawyer come and do his thing. Why can't we be those people? That's all I'm saying. Because clearly, this shit here is not working out for us. Jimmy Mack says, if an individual attacks a police officer, one would think that he is twice as likely to do harm to a civilian. Absolutely. And then this cold ass YouTuber says, join me live tonight. All right, we can go past that. And then he says, I'm online. I don't know where yet, but there we go. But that's my thing with this. It's like we have to understand that, man, you ain't going to win this battle. And so many times do we see people fail. So that's why all of this shit that happened, no, it didn't need to happen. But when you're on the losing end of the game, why play? Why play? That's my only thing with this. If I know I'm on the losing end, I ain't gonna play. I'm good, bro. I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm good. Do what you do. Take me to jail. I'll fight it out in court. Stop having court in the streets. Drunk, high, or whatever. Stop doing it because you won't win, man. That's all I'm saying. And as we can see, nobody has hit the link, which is cool. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and get on up out of here. All right. Let me first and foremost say thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and look in the young chat here. We got 213 people watching. Go ahead and click that like button, please, for your boy. I appreciate it. I sure do. We're going to read the PayPal first. I'm going to do it a little different this time. Read that PayPal first. Then I'm going to read the Cash App. And then we're going to get it on up and go. Let's see here. Come on, come on, come on. So come on. Come on. Turn on those sad songs. All right. My man Matthew Stansfield says, I appreciate you even if I disagree with you now and again. Keep it up. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Also, I got $25 from Kingdom Minded. Says, never use my given name, please. I got you. This is from Kingdom Minded 1121. I sent an email a few minutes ago. Looking forward to your commentary on the Atlanta shooting. Stay being blessed, sir. Thank you so much for that $25. That's what's up. All righty. And, oh, wait, one more. My man Scotch, he sent $5. He says, I don't know why everyone is saying he just pointed the taser. He didn't just point the taser. He used it and connected on the officer, forcing him to drop and lose his taser. Here's a link, brother YouTube, to watch. Okay, I didn't see it, but my thing was this. At that point, it was even it was a mute point at that point. He had already attacked the officers and he took the taser. Game on at that point, man. Game on. As a police officer, I am not going to allow anybody to incapacitate me. I'm not going to do it because I have a gun on my hip and I don't want that gun used against me or used against somebody else. I'm just saying, I'm not going to do it. I am not going to do that. I won't let myself get incapacitated. And if I can't avoid it, I will at all costs. Because I don't know what's going to happen if I get knocked unconscious, if my gun gets taken from me. This dude is drunk off his ass. Ain't no telling what he going to do. He didn't even know where the fuck he was, y'all. And you can't tell me, oh, well, he just needs some help. That's it. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that that's cool to just say, he just needs to get the police called. That's it. Nah, All right, my man Jim Edwards hit me up with $10. He says, thank you for being you. I watch and agree with you all the time. I love your commentary. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Let me get on to this young Cash App here. Okay, we got quite a few people in the Cash App. Y'all got love for Nelga. That's what's up. My man Darkness hit me up with $5. He says, hey, here's my donation, Pastor. I appreciate it, man. That's what's up. All right, and my man Dion says, here I is. He hit your boy off with $2 as well. And then my man, my man hit me up. My man Anthony hit your boy off with $3. He says, thanks, man, for all your hard work. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, sir. Then my man B New, he hit me up with $5. He says, for great coverage. Thank you, man. I'm trying my best. Oh, Sinead hit your boy off with $20. She says, hold up, let me make sure I got that right. Yep. Thank you so much, Sinead. I appreciate it. Hit your boy off with $20. That's what's up. Let's see here. My man B New hit your boy off with $5. I said him already. Foxy43, Quintina Mays hit your boy off with $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. My man Cool G74 hit your boy off with $5. That's what's up. Thank you so much. Let's see here. And my man Jesse Huff hit your boy off with $20. Thank you so much for your donation, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all taking care of your boy as best you can. Hey, every little bit counts. And my man Angry Man always donating. Thank you so much for your $5 as well. And I think last but not least, my man Chris Sykes says, for a good show, bro. Thank you for your $5 as well. Hey, man, thank you guys so much. I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. If you're watching this on the replay, please click the like. Please leave your comments below. And like I said, if you're going to leave a comment, just don't leave a blanket statement. Make it make sense. Articulate yourself. I'm so tired of people just saying, he ain't had to kill him, no. Explain what it is that you're trying to say, or come on to the show and do it. I don't mind setting up a show to have a conversation. I did it earlier today, and we had a pretty decent show, and it was all good. Let's talk about these things, because you have a point of view and I have a point of view. Mine is just pretty much rooted in law, facts, and logic. That's it. But we can always discuss your feelings. It don't mean that they're right. Y'all have a good night. Thank you guys so much. I'm about to go get on this Call of Duty for a little bit. Trying to get me a chicken dinner. But you guys, thank you so much for taking the time out to join the show. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world tonight. Y'all chose to be here with me. Like Jay-Z said, I appreciate that. That's what's up. You guys have a good night. I'm going to go ahead and put this music on, and we going to get it on up out of here, man. Where is it? There it is. Hey. Y'all have a good night. Have a good week. I love y'all. Shout out to my brother Tommy Sotomayor. Thank you so much, bro, for all that you do and for all that you have given me and inspired me. I love you guys. Thank you to everybody that supports the show. Shout out to my wife. Shout out to my friends, my fans, and my family. I love y'all. Peace. And I'm out. Hey. Oh, wait. I forgot to look over here. Hold up. See if there was anything over here. Oh, okay, cool. All right, y'all. Peace.